Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Hall. You may call me Dr. Kennard. This is the Disappointed Cat Morning Show. We have a lot to cover this morning, everyone. We're going to be asking the age-old question, what's the over-under? What's the chances that this gentleman, James Earl Ray, the person who shot Martin Luther King, what's the chances that he would be a MAGA supporter, that he'd be part of QAnon, that he'd have a Blue Lives Matter flag flying from his truck? I'd say it's pretty high, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Before we start talking about Martin Luther King, Tennessee, the army of Karens going out against critical race theory. Let's talk about atheism in the South. I found this little gem on Reddit, the atheism Reddit subreddit, and I thought I'd have to share it with you. This person posts, I live in the South and I'm constantly being approached and handed cards and pamphlets by Christians, so I had my own cards made. Do I have a picture of those cards? Yes, I do. This is from Diana Fiery Lake, Atheist Extraordinaire. And if you cannot read this, please allow me to read this for you. Please don't pray for or try to proselytize me. What you're doing is rude and disrespectful. Please read Matthew 6, 5 through 6. Have a nice day. Now, I know what that verse says, but in case anyone who's watching this show right now isn't aware of what that verse states, let's take a look. One of the commentors wrote this down. This is from the NIV. That's my personal favorite version of the Bible translation. And this is from Jesus. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Well done, Diana Fiery Lake, Atheist Extraordinaire. Well done on making those cards. I'm going to say hello to everyone in the chat before getting into the news stories here. Should I say hello first? Or should I show you the video about hate preacher Greg Locke? This is like a heavy atheist show this morning, everyone. Let's take a look. I'm going to share a video with you before going into the morning hellos. Just to get your blood running, right? Just to get your blood moving. Here it is. Greg Locke, everyone.
Stop believing all these numbers. Inflated evil and wicked nonsense. All these people are not dying of what they're telling you they're dying of. The hospitals of America are the death camps of East Germany. The worst place to go today is a hospital when you are sick. They are killing people for money on purpose, and you know I'm telling you the facts. I don't give two flips with a nickel what Nancy Pelosi thinks about it. These doctors and nurses are killing people and blaming us. It's them unmasked people. It's them unvaccinated people. I ain't playing with these bunch of demons. I don't care what right-wing watch thinks. CNN can say anything they want to. You got the wrong one if you think I'm going to bow down to this wicked, evil nonsense. I ain't playing their games. I'll preach all day long and miss the Chinese buffet if I have to.
He's going to miss the Chinese buffet. And I believe those were the words that started the Civil War back in 1861. So what do we learn about Pastor Greg Locke? He's anti-numbers, he's anti-hospital, and he's going to miss the Chinese buffet. Wow. All right, now I'm going to say hello to everyone in the chat. I hope you're doing well this morning, everyone. Wow, that was a lot. Oh, so my morning post on my blog, Laughing in Disbelief, it's about how Texas fetuses can now vote. It's a joke, probably right now. But you never know what Texas is going to do. I'm not going to talk about news. I'm going to say hello to people in the chat. It's very easy to get distracted. What's up, Tobin? Good morning, sir. Simply Secular Day from the West Coast. Good morning, Dee Parks. Good morning. I'm doing well this morning, John Hudson. Sometimes coffee, I drink coffee for its medicinal value. I am happy with a cup of coffee from a gas station. I'm happy with a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, I drink it to get me going, to keep my neurotransmitters transmitting. What's up, Big Zebra? Oh, let's see. You guys. Phil Lister. Good morning, Phil Lister. From the insane asylum known as the United States of America. Jess M. Glad to see that you're here. Oh, here we go. Imaginary God and KCA Randy. Good morning, Grand Farmer. Derek Cruz just had a birthday, I believe, from what I saw on the Facebooks, on the Books of Faces. And when will they learn Jesus doesn't like getting yelled at? Yeah. And speciation in action. That's really clever, Phil Lister. Well said, too. Well said. Speciation in action. I like that. Okay. So what have we covered so far? We covered that nice little, those cards being passed out by this woman down south. Those are fantastic. And we covered Greg Locke. Now let's talk about why we're all here today. We're here to talk about the army of Karens descending in Tennessee on Martin Luther King. And, on a book about Martin Luther King. And I just want to say once again, James Earl Ray, racist, white supremacist, the guy who killed Martin Luther King Jr., he would be a card-carrying MAGA supporter. He would be on his knees, right in front of, this is going to get rude, right in front of Donald J. Trump, servicing him in any way possible. That's how much the killer of Martin Luther King. He would be against all Black Lives Matter, of course. He'd be all for all lives matter. He would be for Blue Lives Matter. But what he wouldn't be for is critical race theory. Everyone, link to the story in the description. Let's do this thing. First complaint over Tennessee's anti-critical race theory law was over a book teaching about Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream of not being in a country just full of idiots. Stories. The first complaint filed under Tennessee's new anti-critical race theory law specifically targeted a book about Martin Luther King Jr. and the civil rights movement, calling it anti-American. Here's the thing about white supremacists. They think anything that isn't white is anti-American, right? The thing is about fascists. The thing is about theocrats, evangelicals, is that whatever they don't like is anti-American. The 11-page complaint filed by Williamson County branch of a conservative parents group, Moms for Liberty, alleged that the book Martin Luther King Jr. and the March on Washington was among a set of lessons promoting anti-American, anti-white, and anti-Mexican teaching at Williamson County Schools, a district south of Nashville. The conservative group specifically protested a photo of segregated water fountains and images showing Black children being blasted with water by firefighters. You see, the thing is that critical race theory actually is, the thing about it is that it's actually history, and it's history that many white evangelicals, many white Republicans, most all MAGA supporters just find unappealing because it's the truth. The group claimed that an accompanying lesson plan showed a slanted obsession with historical mistakes and argued it shouldn't be taught. The complaint also targeted 2 books about Ruby Bridges, the first Black student to attend an all-white school in Louisiana in 1960, and Separate is Never Equal, a story about segregation before the landmark Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court case. I'm sure that they want to have both sides taught in schools, right? What was good about segregation? I'm sure that there are some thinkers amongst the gaggle of Karens there in Nashville, or south of Nashville, right? It's a municipality south of Nashville that wanted to teach both sides of slavery, of segregation, of maybe the murder of Martin Luther King. Because that's what we're really talking about, what these Karens are banding together for. They just don't want their kids to know how shitty their grandparents are. The parents group claimed the books and teacher manuals implies to second grade children that people of color continue to be oppressed by an oppressive, angry, vicious, scary, mean, loud, violent, rude, and hateful white population. Not all, but maybe in your school district. In a letter, the state's Department of Education said it won't investigate the allegations because the lessons happened during the 2020 to 2021 school year, and it only has the authority to investigate this current school year, the Tennessean reported. Karen's on the march, everyone. Karen's on the march in Tennessee, in Louisiana. All right, let's see what Sammy, good morning. Jessi Bear, I hope you're feeling better. I hope your kids are doing well or better, right? I know you got the whole thing going on. Off topics, but yeah, you can say that, KCA Randy. You can say that. All right, it's an okay spot for you to say that. Let's see. This is like the Daughters of the Confederacy. That's right. The Karens of the Confederacy. Oh, I like that. That ranks, right? The Karens of the Confederacy. Let's see. Scapegoat Iscariot writes, they want their kids confused. They want them to think there's a good thing about a bad thing, and that's Christian thinking. That's not reasonable. That's a very good point, Scapegoat Iscariot. When you have a God that shows his love by punishing people for eternity in a lake of fire, as soon as you wrap your mind around that, as long as you suck in that lie, then everything else is pretty small. In comparison to that big lie, these smaller lies, easy to digest. People that act like white guilt is so horrible, seriously. Okay, try being the people that deal with racism and hate daily for generations. That's a good point, Jessi Bear. That's a good point. I like all you guys in the chat, everyone in the chat. You say things much more eloquently than I do. And speaking of eloquent, awkward segue, let's do something about cats. This is the halftime tummy rub show, right? And I know, microphone, you haven't gotten any airtime today, and you're angry that you haven't gotten any time on screen. This is it. This is when you ask people to hit the like button and subscribe, because you know that I'm really bad reminding people to do that. Let's do something about cats, everyone.
Dear Diary, the authorities have removed the pair of black pants from the couch. There is no longer any place for me to sleep. I have vomited 3 times in protest, but there is no sign that anything will change. My only other hope for rest is on the computer keyboard, which is nearby, but sadly no one is currently using it. I will...
Cut off. I think the cat was cut off. The cat's waiting. That's what the cat is. Put a little smile on your face, right? That's it. If that cat doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know. I don't know. All right. You watch the Sad Cat Diary. That's right. Sad Cat Diary. Okay, everyone. Good news. Do I have good news? So much bad news. But we've got some good news here. We've got some hopeful news. To live is to hope. And in this case, the hope is to screw Amazon. Not to screw Amazon, right? But she's just to make working for Amazon less shitty. Amazon warehouse workers get to redo their union vote in Alabama. And oh my fictitious God, do I have to go through the basics here? And I will, because there might be some atheists out there going, why are you talking about unions if you're predominantly atheist channel? And then there are some people who are progressives who may say, why are you talking about atheism when you're a progressive channel? Well, the thing is, those two things are intimately related, right? Less shitty societies make more atheists. They incentivize free thinking, right? And unions are the gateway drug to less shitty societies. Wow, that was a pretty good synopsis, I'd say. Wouldn't you say so, microphone? Microphone thinks so too. All right, here we go, everyone. Amazon warehouse workers in Alabama are getting a new vote on whether to form the company's first unionized warehouse in the U.S. The U.S. Labor Board official is ordering a revote after an agency review found Amazon improperly pressured warehouse staff to vote against the union. What? Amazon was improper in its union busting strategies and tactics? Shocked. Shocked, I say. Tainting the original election enough to scrap its results, the decision was issued Monday by a regional director of the National Labor Relations Board. Amazon is expected to appeal. The news puts the warehouse in Bessemer, outside Birmingham, back in the spotlight as a harbinger of labor organizing efforts at Amazon, which is now America's second largest private employer with over 950 employees. You know, there are a ton of Amazon ads on YouTube right now because they want you to think that they're not a shitty company to work for. But there'll be more. There's going to be some more information in this piece about the dirty tricks that Amazon did to try to keep the union out of the warehouse. By the way, there's no ads on this channel, right? There's no ads on this channel. Supported by members, YouTube members, and patrons. Thank you. All right. Nothing but awkward segues this morning, everyone. Excuse me. The union drive is being led by Retail, Wholesale, and Department Store Union. Its president, Stuart Applebaum, hailed today's development. Today's decision confirms what we were all saying, that Amazon's intimidation and interference prevented workers from having a fair say on whether they wanted a union in their workplace. Amazon appealed the recommendation, saying it did not illegally or intimidate workers, blah, 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 blah. The union maintained that Amazon cheated and got caught. If there's one thing that we've learned about institutions here in the United States of America is that they will cheat if they don't have proper oversight. They will try to cheat because the punishments for cheating are pretty fucking small. So why not cheat? The system incentivizes cheating by large institutions, whether they're police unions, whether it's the Catholic Church, or whether it's Amazon. Unions are prominent presence at Amazon in Europe, but the company has so far fought off labor organizing efforts in the United States. The election in Bessemer was the first union vote since 2014. The Teamsters Union has passed a resolution that it would prioritize its Amazon unionization campaign. Yes. Previously, the NLRB's hearing shed new light on Amazon's anti-union campaign during the Bessemer election. One warehouse staffer testified that during mandatory meetings at the facility, managers said the fulfillment center could shut down if staff voted to unionize. Fuck Amazon. Fuck those. Other workers said they were told that the union would waste their dues on fancy vacations on cars. Unions were to better the lives of workers. That's what unions do. One key controversy had been over a new mailbox in the warehouse's private parking lot that Amazon said was installed by the U.S. Postal Service to make voting convenient, safe, and private. However, the mailbox's placement inside an Amazon tent right by the workplace prompted some employees to wonder whether the company was trying to monitor the vote. Of course they were trying to monitor the vote. They're trying to break the union, trying to break getting the union into the, of course they were trying to make an environment inhospitable to union organizing. Postal Service official Jay Smith, who works as a liaison for large clients like Amazon, testified that he was surprised to see the corporate branded tent around the mailbox because the company appeared to have a way around his explicit instructions to not place anything physically on the mailbox. Oh, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, you're so clever, working around those rules. Gonna check out the chat. Let's see how everyone's doing. Mike has the most mesmerizing. They do. Mike does have the most mesmerizing. See how the ring light plays off against microphone's eyes. I don't know if I got it right here. Yeah. So see, there it is. Go Union. You're right, John Hudson. You're right. And that's the thing, right? As I think about my role here on YouTube, on my role on other social media platforms, it is to get atheists, people who are atheists but apathetic, into becoming more energized about their atheism, to get people who are like, sure, not racists, to make them anti-racist, to get Democrats into becoming a little bit more aggressive in democracy. Scapegoat is scary says, I don't believe Bezos cares about being caught doing or saying anything wrong. After all, he has other people's money to combat them with. That's right. Up until the time, until we get to the point that CEOs, C-level suite executives are fearing going to jail. Companies are going to do whatever they want. It's almost as if it's like the Catholic Church once again. Until the time that bishops, cardinals, popes feel like they are in danger of going to jail, they will continue pulling the shit they've been pulling for centuries. Simply finding these companies, simply finding these organizations isn't enough. People need to go to jail. People need to feel as if they have some kind of skin in the game. And that's what's going to control bad behavior, everyone. All right, 22 minutes in, the show ends in a little bit over 2 minutes. We do the after party, after show, after party, after show. If you want to be on the panel, link is in the description below, everyone. We talk about anything and everything that you want to. Of course, the after shows for atheists, progressives, and humanists. If you want to pop on, please be part of the community first. Have someone vouch for you. That's how we just run the show here. That's how the channel is run. All right. You want to do some cat stuff? I got another cat video for you, if you're wondering. That was fast video. I'm going to show it again. Did you see the other cat in the background? Just wondering what the hell was going on. I thought that was great. Check out the chat one more time before signing off. Hey, what's up, Wild Eden? You just came at the right time for that last cat video. All right, I hope to see you all at 9:30 when we do the after party, after show. Link, I said, in the description. Thank you, YouTube members, patrons, people who throw me a couple of shekels via PayPal, Venmo. It is appreciated. Links are in the description. And used to have a cat that looked like that. She would have shredded my face if I tried to put that on. Yeah, I'm not. Biscuit, my cat. My cat is very anti-costume, I believe. Quite so. All right, 9:30, everyone. I'll see you then. Take care.